Sorry, guys. Okay.
So Yannick, tell us about this new record. You won now 24 consecutive sets in Masters 1000 matches. How difficult was that?
Yeah, no, I think most importantly, it's for me to be here. It has been a tournament I've missed, and last week was a great week for me, and now we have already a new one. So quite focused about here, trying to do my best, what I can, and then we see how it goes.
Microphone.
When you're playing a player you haven't played before, do you approach the match any differently in terms of preparation?
No, I tried to watch some clips and some matches he played, and trying to understand also during the game, what works best and what not. He's a very talented player, with good feel of the ball. So I try to move him around a bit and to see how he moves. He's a very talented player, and I'm very happy about today's first round match. It's never easy. I haven't had a lot of time to adjust here, so let's see what's coming.
No, tonight. There.
Hey Yannick, well played, congrats. There are some players who are quite hesitant to change their technique. So some say that they're kind of scared to kind of lose what they already have. But you're someone who's improved a lot by constantly making changes and adapting your game. How challenging do you consider that process of changing your service technique or making changes to your backhand? And separately, do you think it's more difficult to change your serve or your ground stroke?
No, everything is not easy to change, but I'm someone who wants to be the best version of myself, as a player, and so I'm ready to change a couple of things even when things are going well. I believe if you try to improve as a player and you are not able to do it also while playing matches, it's you waste a little bit of time, maybe, or maybe not. You don't have to mess around too much too, because then you lose your identity. So but I have a great team behind me, very honest team. They try to put myself in the position to be the best possible player for myself, and that's it.
What makes Miami special for you compared to other tournaments?
Oh, yeah. Well, Miami is a special place. Very unfortunately that I've never played in Key Biscayne. I wanted to see also that part, but usually if coming from Indian Wells and then playing in Miami is very different. So the court is less bouncy. Depending also on the temperature, it depends how the ball skips through the court, and I think for me it suits quite well. I've had great results in the past, and I will try to replicate this year again, but I know that the road is very long, so I'm just happy to go through the first round today, and we try to improve for the next one too.
Last two here.
Hi Yannick, do you know the player Lily Tagger?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I talked to her at Indian Wells, and she also has a skiing background, and she actually plays ice hockey as well. I wondered if you could talk a little bit about what that experience had for you playing, skiing while you were growing up, and just how you know her.
Yeah, I know her very well. She's a very talented player. Very talented, very different than we see now, especially women's tennis. She's someone who likes to play tennis. You see the passion, and I think that's the main thing a player should have. And coming from a background like this, I think it helps you in mentally a little bit. For me, skiing gave me more mentally than maybe having the balance on the court. I think that's more secondary. Mentally for me was like on skiing you can hurt yourself, and then tennis you just go for it. Worst case you lose a match. So it's very different. And she's in process. Trying to understand what her game style is really. But that's also right. She's very, very young, and she had great couple of opportunities to see the level of the top players now in Nina Wells and Miami, and she goes back home now with a good feedback, and I think that's the best for someone very young can happen.
Last one.
Yannick, it was a different situation this time last year for you. Does anything of that come into your mind over these next few weeks where you're able to play these tournaments all over again? And with that, trying to get, what's the end goal? Obviously you want to win the titles, but is number one, getting back to number one and gaining these extra points in this period a major objective, or is it just a matter of doing everything you can to get through?
For me, obviously, I'm not thinking anymore backwards. Whatever happened, and I'm here. I've had great success last week, coming here with a smile on my face and trying to produce some good tennis, and then we see how things go. Obviously, I know the situation where I am in regarding of points defending. I have 0, so whatever comes in, it's positive. Even if you lose, if I would lose next round, nothing happens. So that's good for me. But I try to go day by day. For me, as I said before, the process for me is very important. Being a good tennis player, and I know the things I need to work on. Watching back also, the last tournament, there are things what I can improve, and we will do that hopefully, and then we see what we can achieve. But I'm aware of where I am as point wise and number one and number two. So, but that's then a consequence of how I'm gonna play. So in any case, until now until Rome, they're just whatever comes is positive. So let's see.
Thank you.